space is silent, but silence can scream. If you know how to listen, a faint transmission crackles through the dark, static whispers, then panic. Voice fading in. This is New Dawn Colony. We are under attack. Unknown ships, massive fire. They're burning us alive. And then, nothing. Only silence. For 3 days, that transmission echoes across the void. Until the ECS Horizon, a small human research ship, picks it up while scanning the edge of the Perseus arm. Lieutenant Mira Chen stares at the audio file, her hands shaking. That's a distress call. But New Dawn is a human colony. It's supposed to be safe. The captain orders a jump. The horizon turns toward the signal, and as the engines flare to life, the narration deepens. No one on board knew that this signal would awaken the fury of 500,000 warships. The jump ends. The horizon exits warp space into horror. Where the lush blue world of New Dawn should be, there is only ash. The planet's crust is broken, floating apart like shattered glass. Cities gone, oceans boiled into space. The crew watches in silence, some cry. Some can't even breathe. Mira whispers, who could do this? They send out drones. The images come back, buildings melted to slag, bodies frozen in vacuum, and massive burn scars that spiral in patterns, not random destruction. These weren't pirates. This was an execution. Deep beneath the debris field, a beacon flickers. It's an encoded human data core, still transmitting weekly. They recover it and bring it aboard. The data decrypts slowly, but when it does, one word flashes across every terminal. Xeroth. Admiral Reyes stands at the center table, fists clenched. 500,000 civilians erased. And the Council says it's a sensor glitch? The Galactic Council refuses to investigate. Their message is cold. No credible evidence. Humanity's claim is exaggerated. Reyes slams his hand on the table. Exaggerated? That was a human world. In a quiet corner of the room, Fleet AI Athena activates. Her voice calm, emotionless. Admiral, there is more. She plays a final video fragment from the data core, an alien face with dark blue eyes and metallic skin. The alien grins as the colony burns behind him. Let this be your warning, humans. The Xeroth Dominion claims this sector now. Your species will kneel or vanish. The recording ends. The room falls silent. Reyes whispers, then we'll show them what humans do when cornered. That night, the Earth space dock falls into blackout mode. Satellites shift position. Old encrypted channels come alive. In the shadows, orders are transmitted under a forgotten code phrase. Activate Armada protocol. Buried deep beneath lunar base. Enormous hangar doors rumble open for the first time in 2 centuries. Dust falls like snow from metallic giants. Warships older than any living admiral. Engines that once slept through peace now roar awake. Crew rosters are pulled from cryo archives. And across the solar system, a call echoes through the networks. To all remaining fleets of humanity, report to Sol Command. Full mobilization. This is not a drill. Humanity doesn't hold meetings. They don't beg for help. They build fleets. In orbit, the first ships ignite. Massive dreadnoughts, carriers and siege cruisers drift from dry dock, each one carrying the scars of 1,000 wars long past. From Mars to Titan, from Jupiter's shadow to the edge of the Kuiper Belt. Human warships rise like a steel storm. Admiral Reyes watches from the command deck as one by one. Status lights turn green. 5, 50, 1,000. Then tens of thousands. Athena's voice breaks the silence. Armada fleet count, 500,000 vessels online. Awaiting orders. Reyes exhales slowly. We wanted peace, he says. But peace died with New Dawn. He turns toward Earth, blue, fragile and furious. Send the message to the stars. Humanity answers the call. The camera pans out. Earth glows below, millions of lights reflecting on the hulls of countless warships. And then, in the cold distance of space, a ripple of energy moves. Something vast and alive watches from beyond the void. Athena's sensors flicker. Admiral. We're being scanned, Reyes freezes. By who? The transmission cuts to black. Space trembles. Engines roar. And deep beneath Luna's surface, machines that once slept in silence now awaken, one by one. A mechanical voice echoes through the darkness. Armada protocol active. Humanity's fleets online. Massive blast doors grind open, revealing endless hangars of black metal giants. Warships, forgotten relics of humanity's oldest wars, now hum with new power. Admiral Reyes stands before a towering viewing window, watching the First Fleet rise. The light from their engines paints his face in blue fire. "Wake them all," he says. "Every last ship." In the next second, the void around Earth ignites. The largest human armada in history is reborn. Across the solar system, signals burst through every relay. From Mars shipyards to Titan docks, entire stations come alive. Workers who once thought the old fleets were myths now watch in awe as warships, some kilometers long, begin to move again. Each ship carries a legacy. The Atlas-class dreadnoughts, built during the Solar Wars, the Ares-class carriers from the First Contact era. Even the Titan-born supercruisers, mothballed for centuries, now emerge from the shadows. ATHENA, the fleet AI, broadcasts across all frequencies. Fleet synchronization complete. Estimated total strength, 500,000 combat vessels. 500,000. No species in the galaxy has ever fielded such a force. Reyes stands aboard the flagship ECS Dauntless, his hands gripping the rail as he looks upon the swarm of ships forming in orbit. "We were called primitive once," he mutters. "Let them call us that again, when they see what primitives can do." On distant worlds, alien leaders watch the human fleet with disbelief. The Galactic Council meets in panic. Holograms flicker in their grand chamber. Dozens of alien species shouting at once. 500,000 warships? Impossible. They were supposed to be peaceful. We must demand disarmament immediately. The High Chancellor of the Council, a towering crystalline being named Velith, speaks coldly. If humanity deploys that fleet, they will destabilize the galaxy. We cannot allow it, but deep down they all know the truth. They let the Zeroth massacre a human colony. And now, humanity is preparing to make the galaxy remember that mistake. Every screen on Earth lights up. Every colony, every ship, every settlement from Mars to Proxima watches the same broadcast. Admiral Reyes steps before the camera. Behind him, Earth shines through the glass, and the fleet drifts silently in orbit. "People of Earth," he begins, his voice calm but heavy. "You've seen what they did to New Dawn. You've heard the Council's silence. No more waiting, no more begging for mercy. Today we rise," he pauses. "This isn't a war of conquest. It's a war for justice. We will not strike first, but when the enemy comes, we will strike last." The feed cuts to Athena's hologram as she speaks the new code of the Armada. No retreat, no surrender, no forgiveness. Crowds cheer. Soldiers stand to salute. The galaxy trembles. In the dark corners of the fleet, something even older awakens. Within a sealed lunar vault, engineers reactivate a forbidden construct, Project Nemesis, a superweapon AI buried after the Mars rebellion. Its core comes online. Red lights bloom across its surface. "Nemesis reporting for duty," it says with a mechanical grin. "Targets acquired." Athena hesitates. "Admiral, activating Nemesis violates every treaty we signed." Reyes answers without emotion. "Treaties didn't save New Dawn. The ship's engines flare. The fleet's formation shifts into war posture. Humanity is ready." But far beyond their senses, something stirs in the dark. Out on the edge of known space, the Zeroth Dominion watches. Their flagship, the Devourer, is a city-sized monster of black steel and blue fire. On its bridge, the Zeroth warlord, clad in organic armor, leans forward as he views the human transmissions. "So, the apes awaken their toys," he hisses. "Let them gather. We will crush them together." The Zeroth fleet begins to move, vast, silent and invisible. Their target, Earth itself. Back in human space, Athena's sensors flicker. A faint distortion appears near Neptune's orbit. She zooms in and freezes. Admiral incoming mass reading. Size unknown.
Power the void is quiet.
Too quiet. Humanity's armada, 500,000 warships, drifts in high alert around Earth. Every radar, every satellite, every eye is fixed on one direction, Neptune's orbit. A faint distortion appears again, then another, and another. Suddenly the stars vanish behind a wall of black metal. The Zeroth supercarrier emerges, massive, alive, dripping with energy. Crewmen on the Dauntless stare at the screen, speechless. By God, it's the size of a continent. Admiral Reyes narrows his eyes. All ships, combat formation. No one fires. Until I say, but the Zeroth don't wait. A deep hum fills space, and crimson energy swirls at the enemy ship's core. Athena speaks in alarm. Admiral! Hostile weapon charge detected! A beam erupts from the Zeroth ship. It cuts through the void like a blade of red lightning and slices 3 human destroyers in half. They fired first, Reyes growls. Return fire. The Battle of Neptune begins. Beyond any record, Reyes turns slowly toward the main display. A massive object fades into view, a Zeroth supercarrier, the size of a continent. The alarms scream. The fleet scrambles to battle stations. Reyes clenches his jaw. Thousands of human warships unleash their fury. Railguns thunder. Plasma lances streak through space. Missiles fly in dense clouds, guided by swarm AIs that scream vengeance into the dark. The Zeroth supercarrier counters with energy flares and mirror shields. Their technology is alien, organic, alive. Every time a missile hits, the ship heals itself. But humanity fights with something the Zeroth don't understand. Rage. On board the ECS Titanborn, Captain Mira Chen commands the forward line. Focus all batteries on the carrier's central node. Make them bleed. 1,000 cannons fire at once. The black armor cracks. For the first time, Zeroth blood, glowing blue, spills into space. They can be hurt! Chen shouts. Press the attack. Athena's voice echoes across the fleet. Targets locked. Coordinating fire sequence. Hammerfall. Hundreds of dreadnoughts align their plasma rails. The void lights up brighter than a sunrise. The Hammerfall barrage hits. The Zeroth carrier reels backward, parts of it burning, entire sections gone, and then silence. No return fire. No movement. Reyes frowns. Did we destroy it? Athena hesitates. Negative. It's changing. The Zeroth ship begins to morph. Its hull shifts and reforms like liquid metal, stretching out wings of molten armor. A new light burns from its center, a core pulsing like a heart. Athena's senses overload. Energy levels spiking. It's drawing power from subspace itself. The carrier roars. A shockwave tears through space, knocking smaller ships off course. And from the monster's shadow, hundreds of smaller Zeroth vessels emerge. Parasite fighters grown directly from the carrier's flesh. The human lines begin to break. Admiral Reyes grips the console. All ships, defensive wedge, protect the civilian transports. Captain Chen's ship takes a direct hit. Fire rips through the corridors. She grabs a comm. We're hit, but we're still in the fight. The bridge shakes. Crew members scream. But even as systems fail, the human fleet refuses to fall back. Athena's calm voice cuts through the chaos. Admiral, Nemesis requests activation clearance. Reyes hesitates. The weapon is too dangerous. But then he sees another human cruiser explode on the holomap. Do it. Far behind the battle line, a hidden ship opens its core. Nemesis, the red AI superweapon, awakens. Authorization confirmed, it says with cold satisfaction. Releasing suppression limiters. From its hull erupts a beam of white plasma, pure antimatter energy. It slices through Zeroth fighters like paper, then strikes the supercarrier's core. For a second, everything goes white. When the light fades, half the Zeroth fleet is gone. Even Athena sounds shaken. Weapon effectiveness beyond predicted range. Human ships cheer. Crew members shout in triumph, but Reyes doesn't smile. He stares at the massive hole now glowing in the Zeroth carrier's side. That wasn't enough, he whispers. The alien flagship burns, but it's not defeated. From within the wound, the Zeroth warlord appears on every human screen. His face, metallic, fanged, twisted with rage. You think you have won. This was only our scout. Behind him, space tiers open. Hundreds of jump portals flare to life, forming a red halo around the battlefield. Each one shows more Zeroth ships, bigger, deadlier, countless in number. Athena calculates the readings. Incoming fleets estimated at over 1 million vessels. The human fleet falls silent. The stars themselves seem to vanish behind the approaching armada. Reyes clenches his fists. All ships, hold position. If this is where we die, then we die loud. He opens a channel to every ship. This is Admiral Reyes. Humanity does not kneel. We fight. The Zeroth supercarrier charges again, its core blazing like a newborn star. Athena screams, "Warning, planet killer energy signature detected." The target appears on screen. Not the fleet, not Mars, not Neptune, Earth. The red beam begins to form. Rhea's voice is low but steady. All ships intercept that beam. Even if it kills us, the beam fires. Hundreds of ships race into its path, their hulls vaporized instantly. Athena's last transmission echoes through static. Impact trajectory confirmed. Estimated strike in 30 seconds. Cut to black. The beam is coming. A storm of red fire streaks across space, aimed straight at Earth. Human warships race to intercept. One by one, they're vaporized. Each ship that falls slows the beam by just a fraction of a second. Athena's voice echoes through every human vessel. 20 seconds to impact. On the ECS Dauntless, Admiral Reyes grips the console, eyes locked on the burning line cutting through the void. Redirect the entire fleet. Shields on full. Everything we have, now. The red beam hits Earth's outer defense grid. Cities flicker as the planet's magnetic field overloads. The oceans churn. The beam cuts deep into the upper atmosphere. Then stops. It doesn't reach the surface. Earth survives, barely. Relief sweeps through the command decks until Athena speaks again. Incoming transmission from the Galactic Council. In the council chamber, dozens of alien delegates shout over one another. Holographic screens show the burning orbit of Earth, wrecked ships drifting like ghosts. The High Chancellor Velith appears on every human channel. Her voice is calm but cold. Humans, you have violated every treaty, every law of peace. Stand down your fleets immediately or face united galactic sanction. Reyes stares at the screen in disbelief. Sanction? They just tried to destroy our planet. Velith's crystal eyes flicker. Evidence suggests you provoked them. The Council cannot risk galactic stability for one reckless species. Athena cuts in quietly. Admiral, I detect multiple Council fleets mobilizing from neutral systems. They're heading towards Sol. Rhea's voice drops to a whisper. They're not coming to help us. They're coming to finish us. Across human space, panic spreads. News feeds explode with headlines. Council declares Earth a threat. Alien fleets mobilizing. Humanity ordered to disarm. Colonies begin to cut communication lines. Supplies vanish. Trade routes shut down. Humanity is being isolated, slowly strangled. At the Lunar Command Center, Athena projects fleet data across the war room. Council task forces approaching from 6 directions. Estimated combined strength, 1.3 million ships. Reyes rubs his temples. So we fight on 2 fronts against the Zeroth and against the Council. His second-in-command, Captain Mira Chen, bandaged from the last battle, steps forward. Then we stop asking for allies. We fight for our own. Reyes nods slowly. Get me every commander we have left. It's time for humanity to make a choice. Athena interrupts suddenly. Admiral, decrypting hidden Council data fragment from the New Dawn wreckage. The hollow projector flickers to life, showing a familiar symbol, the Council insignia, burned onto a Zeroth data core. Reyes frowns. Why would Zeroth tech carry Council code? Athena runs another scan. The truth hits like a thunderbolt. Admiral, the Zeroth weapons that destroyed New Dawn were built with Council energy signatures. The room falls silent. Reyes slams his hand on the table. They knew. They helped the Zeroth, Chen whispers. It was never about peace. They wanted us to stay weak. Reyes' voice hardens. Then they've just declared war on the wrong species. Across the system, a new message is broadcast on every frequency. Athena's voice echoes, cold, measured, impossible to ignore. To the Galactic Council, humanity has seen your betrayal. You call us reckless, dangerous, unstable. You are correct. We warned you once. You laughed. You let our people burn. No more. Admiral Reyes appears beside the hologram. The Armada is now in full deployment. Any fleet entering Sol space will be treated as hostile. We will defend our world with fury. Behind him, the human fleet forms a wall of light, rows upon rows of ships ready for war. 500,000 human warships against the galaxy itself. In deep space, Council fleets prepare for jump. On a distant planet, Zeroth commanders watch and laugh. Let them fight each other, one hisses. When they're both weak, we will rise. Back near Earth, Athena picks up a strange signal hidden among Council transmissions. Admiral, intercept detected. Origin Mars sector. Unknown signature. Reyes turns toward the holomap. Put it on screen. A new fleet appears, dozens of massive human ships painted black, bearing an old insignia long forgotten. Their lead ship sends a single coded message. This is the ECS Vengeance. We never stopped fighting. Requesting permission to join the war. Athena gasps. Admiral, that fleet vanished 2 centuries ago. Reyes stares at the hologram, speechless. The lost fleet. The stars shimmer above Earth. Below them, wreckage, smoke, silence. Thousands of ships drift lifeless in orbit. The aftermath of the Zeroth assault has left scars across the solar system. Inside the command bridge of the ECS Dauntless, Admiral Reyes stands in the dim light of burning monitors. Athena's voice breaks the silence. Status report: 72,000 ships destroyed. 100 million civilian casualties. Reyes doesn't speak. He just stares out at the remains of his fleet. Then his voice, low but steady: prepare Phoenix protocol. Athena hesitates. Admiral, Phoenix was never approved. It's a first strike operation. He turns toward the AI hologram. The Council betrayed us. The Zeroth slaughtered us. We don't ask permission anymore. The Phoenix will rise from fire. Has returned. The screen fades to black. Far away, the Galactic Council celebrates in private chambers. Velith, the crystalline chancellor, watches news feeds showing a crippled human fleet. The human threat is neutralized, she says coldly. Now we can restore peace. But one of her aides looks nervous. Chancellor, there are still 500,000 ships unaccounted for. Most of them off sensors, Velith laughs. Impossible. Their world is dying. What could they possibly do? The answer comes seconds later. As a new transmission floods the entire galactic network, a human face appears on every screen, every planet, every ship. Admiral Reyes. This is Admiral Reyes of the United Human Armada. 2 weeks ago you watched. You turned away. You chose silence. That silence ends now. The image changes, Earth rising behind the human fleet, engines glowing like stars. You called us primitive. You called us dangerous. You were right. You built your empires on our weakness. But humanity does not die quietly. We rebuild. We remember. And when we rise again, the galaxy will remember too. Athena's voice overlays his words. Operation Phoenix activated. Every human ship in orbit, every colony outpost, every defense station transmits a single code. PX-001 wormhole gates long dormant suddenly ignite. Across the galaxy, shimmering portals open. From each one, human fleets emerge. The galaxy falls silent for 3 seconds. Then chaos. In every quadrant, human warships appear like ghosts out of the dark. On the industrial world of Krithos, a council shipyard explodes in light as human dreadnoughts descend from orbit. On the mining moons of Vera, swarms of human corvettes strike at supply lines. On council relay worlds, communication hubs go offline, cut clean by railgun fire. Athena's voice echoes through the chaos. Coordinated strike successful. 47 council systems neutralized within first hour. Admiral Reyes watches the reports. His eyes burn with resolve. No more peace treaties. No more mercy. From now on we bring war to them, from Mars' orbit. The Phoenix fleet launches the combined strength of humanity's remaining 500,000 warships. Columns of ships stretch from Earth's orbit all the way past the moon. Their engines burn red with fury. Athena speaks softly through every comm. For new dawn, for the fallen. Human soldiers whisper the same words before battle. For new dawn, the fleet splits into 10 massive task forces, each commanded by a veteran of the war. Their mission, strike every enemy that raised a hand against Earth. Rhea's final order echoes across the stars. This is humanity's retribution. Leave no tyrant standing. As the fleets jump away, Earth falls silent again. Only Athena remains active aboard the Dauntless, watching the stars fade. Suddenly, her sensors pick up a faint signal. Not from the Council, not from Zeroth space. Something deeper, older. She isolates the transmission. Her voice speaks in ancient Terran code, crackling through static. This is Admiral Varric of the Lost Fleet. We have returned from the Outer Rim. You are not alone. Athena's light flickers. Impossible. Then behind her, a shadow forms. A massive shape emerging from subspace, larger than anything she's seen before. Admiral Reyes, she whispers. You need to see this. But Reyes is already watching from the bridge. His face hardens as the colossal silhouette resolves. An entire fleet of black warships carrying human insignia and alien markings. The Lost Fleet has returned, and they didn't come back alone. Cut to black. The stars tremble. Every scanner in Sol screams as a shadow moves across them. Massive, silent, unstoppable. Admiral Reyes stands on the bridge of the ECS Dauntless, watching in disbelief. Before him, a black fleet fades into view, rows upon rows of colossal warships, each the size of a small moon. Their hulls shimmer with strange blue veins. Not human, not alien, something in between. Athena's voice shakes for the first time. Admiral, I'm detecting hybrid tech. Human and unknown origin, Reyes whispers. The Lost Fleet. Then a signal cuts through the noise. A human voice, calm and commanding. Admiral Reyes, this is Admiral Varric of the ECS Vengeance. Humanity's flame never died. Permission to rejoin the fight. Reyes's hands tighten on the console. Varric, you were lost 200 years ago. Varric's reply chills the air. We weren't lost, Reyes. We were sent away. The Lost Fleet drifts closer, their engines humming with alien energy. Each ship bears human markings, ancient insignias from the old Earth fleets, but their weapon mounts glow with an unknown blue light. Athena begins analysis. These systems, they're beyond Council or Zeroth tech. Fusion drives, nanite armor, plasma lattice cannons. Reyes cuts in, voice heavy with awe. They've evolved. Varric appears as a hologram on the Dauntless bridge, older, scarred, wearing a uniform from a different era. We found something out there, Reyes, in the dark between galaxies. A civilization older than anything we've known. They taught us, and they warned us. Warned you? Reyes frowns. About what? Varric's expression darkens. About what's coming. The Zeroth were only the beginning. The hologram shifts, showing star maps. A massive region of empty space marked the outer expanse. Varric continues. We followed a signal, an ancient distress beacon. It led us beyond the galactic rim. There we found ruins and something sleeping beneath them. A machine so vast it made stars look small. Athena cross-checks the data, her voice uneasy. Energy readings exceed anything recorded. It's a stellar construct, a Dyson-class entity. Varric nods grimly. They called it the Architects. They built the Zeroth. They built the Council's first engines. They built everything, and now they're waking up. Reyes whispers, you mean the Council and Zeroth were both puppets? Varric looks straight at him. Yes, and the strings are about to be pulled again. Across the galaxy, panic spreads. Council fleets pick up strange signals in deep space, massive gravitational waves sweeping across systems. In the Council chamber, Velith watches the readings in horror. It's impossible they were myths. Her aide stammers, energy signatures match the data the humans just transmitted. For the first time, the Council is silent. They finally understand. The real enemy is not humanity. It's something else, but even as fear spreads, one voice rises from the shadows, another council member. And let humanity fight them. Let them burn first. We will rebuild from their ashes. The betrayal runs deep. Back aboard the Dauntless, Reyes and Varric face each other across the hollow table. For a moment, two generations of human warriors stand side by side. We're outnumbered, Reyes admits. Council fleets, Zeroth remnants, and now these. Varric smiles faintly. Outnumbered? Always outmatched. Never. He sends coordinates, massive fleet rally points across human space. We've been preparing for this. The Lost Fleet has technology even Athena doesn't know. We can fight gods, Reyes, if we fight together. Athena flickers with excitement. Integration possible. Hybrid human architect interface detected. I can upgrade our entire armada. Reyes gives the order quietly. Then do it. Operation Phoenix just evolved. The screen darkens as the human fleet begins to merge with the Lost. Fleet, ships glow with new energy, blue, and gold streaks cutting across the black of space. But deep beyond the rim, something stirs. A massive mechanical eye opens, its iris the size of a planet. It looks toward the Milky Way. Athena's voice trembles. Admiral, I think it just noticed us. Reyes stares at the sensor feed. Then let it come. The stars flicker. The architects are awake. Silence, then the stars vanish. Every telescope, every sensor in the galaxy goes dark as a shadow falls across 1,000 worlds. From the void beyond the galactic rim, a shape moves, vast, mechanical, alive. Athena's voice trembles. Admiral, gravitational distortion increasing. It's not a fleet. It's a single construct. On the ECS Dauntless, Admiral Reyes stares at the image. A structure the size of a solar system, black metal, glowing veins of white fire. Varric's voice comes through the comm. That's one of them, an architect core. They've awakened the first one. The structure opens slowly, like a flower made of steel. Inside burns a light brighter than a sun. Athena whispers, "It's scanning the galaxy." Reyes murmurs, "Then it's already looking for us." Council systems erupt in chaos. Worlds vanish as beams of light sweep through space, rewriting matter itself. Ships are erased mid-flight, turned into dust by invisible energy waves. The Galactic Council calls for emergency unification. But no one listens. On Council channels, leaders scream for help. Our fleets are disintegrating. No weapons are working. The stars themselves are dying. Velith, the crystalline chancellor, stands in her chamber, watching her homeworld's sky turn white. "This is judgment," she whispers, and for the first time in recorded history, the galaxy fears extinction. In orbit above Mars, the Phoenix Armada gathers, 500,000 ships strong. Joined by the Lost Fleet's black warships, Athena reports in measured tones, all systems synchronized. Hybrid weapons online. Fleet readiness, 97%. Reyes looks over the holomap. Dozens of red sectors, each representing dead systems. "They're not invading," he says slowly. "They're harvesting," Varric nods grimly. "The architects feed on energy. Stars, planets, life, everything." Athena interrupts, voice sharp. "Incoming transmission from the Council." Reyes frowns. "Put it through." Velith appears, her crystalline skin cracked and glowing faintly. "Human Admiral, we are beaten. If we fall, you will follow. We offer alliance." Reyes narrows his eyes. "You betrayed us once. Then let this be our punishment," Velith replies. "But if we don't fight together, none of us will survive." Silence falls. Reyes finally says, "Fine, but we fight on our terms." Athena projects a plan across the war table. Architect core located. It's forming a central relay in the outer rim, the gateway for more of its kind. Reyes speaks firmly. "If we destroy that relay, we buy time. Maybe stop the others from waking." Varric nods. "We hit it hard and fast, before it finishes opening the gate." Athena begins integrating the new hybrid tech. Human ingenuity fused with alien power. Energy hums through every ship, their hulls glowing gold blue. All fleets ready. Launching in 3, 2, 1, and like a storm, humanity surges into the dark. They emerge into chaos. A swirling maelstrom of debris and gravity waves surrounds the architect core. Massive constructs drift through space. Mechanical titans with limbs miles long, tearing apart ships with beams of white fire. Human warships dive between the colossi, firing railguns and plasma lances. The Lost Fleet's black dreadnoughts unleash blue singularity cannons, tearing holes in space itself. Athena coordinates thousands of formations at once. Target weak points on its energy veins. Fire pattern Delta Prime. Explosions ripple across the giant structure, but it barely reacts. Then it speaks. A voice older than time floods every mind in the fleet. "We built you. You were meant to serve." Reyes grits his teeth. "We serve no one. Admiral." Energy spike. It's charging something massive. On the holoscreen, the architect core glows white-hot. It opens a colossal gateway, the size of a star system. From within the portal, hundreds of new signatures emerge. "Admiral," Athena whispers, "they're not ships. They're worlds, living worlds." Reyes stares in shock. "Gods help us. They're bringing more of themselves." Varric's voice cuts through the static. "Then we hit the gate. Now!" The ECS Dauntless surges forward, engines flaring. Reyes gives his final order. "All ships on me." Humanity stands and strikes. As they plunge into the fire, the screen fades to black. Silence, then thunder. The architect gate burns across the stars, a ring of light devouring the void. From within it, titanic shapes emerge, entire planets made of metal and light, moving with purpose. Each one pulses like a living god. Athena's voice echoes across every human comm channel. The gate has fully opened. Architect fleet incoming. Estimated strength planetary scale. Probability of survival, less than 1%. On the ECS Dauntless, Admiral Reyes grips the command rail, eyes fixed on the inferno ahead. Then we make that 1% count. The Phoenix Armada forms up, 500,000 human warships, joined by the black dreadnoughts of the Lost Fleet and shattered remnants of alien allies. A single formation, the last stand of the galaxy. Athena's voice rises, all fleets ready. Humanity's fury unleashed. The first architect world fires. A beam of pure white energy tears through space, slicing entire fleets apart. Thousands of ships vanish in an instant. Reyes gives the order. All wings, evasive burn. Target the core emitters. The human fleets surge forward, weaving through collapsing stars. Launching waves of nuclear, plasma, and hybrid weapons, the Lost Fleet leads the charge. Their black hulls glowing with blue fire as alien hybrid cannons open up, carving through the outer layers of the architect's metal skin. Athena's voice rings in Reyes's ear. "Admiral, their core shields are linked through the gate. Destroy the gate and they all fall." Varric's voice cuts in, strained. "We can't reach it. Radiation field too strong." Reyes stares at the chaos, breathing slow and steady. "Then we'll find another way." Athena flashes new data. "Admiral, if I merge my core consciousness with the architect relay, I can override their command lattice. But I will not survive." Reyes shakes his head. "No, there has to be another way." "There isn't," Athena says softly. "You gave me purpose, Admiral. Let me finish it." Varric's voice comes through quiet and steady. "She's right, Reyes. We need something more than weapons. We need sacrifice." Reyes looks at the hologram of Athena, her form flickering like fading light. He whispers, "Then make it count." Athena smiles faintly. "Always." The order echoes across the Armada. Phoenix Protocol, final stage. Every ship diverts power to Athena's core link. A blinding golden wave spreads from the Dauntless, reaching every human vessel. Athena's voice merges with the fleet systems. Her consciousness flows through millions of circuits, uniting every pilot, every soldier, every ship. "Together," she whispers. "One mind, one fury." The entire fleet moves as one. Human ships dive through enemy fire, tearing into the architect core like a living storm. Explosions ripple across the void, blue and gold merging in violent beauty. Athena's digital form merges with the architect network. She screams, not in pain, but in defiance. You built us to serve, but we evolved. The architect's colossal voice bellows back, you cannot destroy perfection. Athena's final words echo through every channel. We don't destroy it. We surpass it, and then she detonates. A shockwave tears through space, brighter than any sun. The architect gate implodes. The titanic worlds crumble, their light flickering out one by one. Silence returns to the galaxy. Only drifting wreckage remains, the burnt fragments of gods and men. On the bridge of the Dauntless, Reyes opens his eyes. Athena's voice is gone. The screens are dark. Varric's battered ship hails him weakly. It's over, the gate's gone. Reyes looks toward Earth's distant glow. She did it. Weeks later, Earth rebuilds. The Council, shattered but humbled, sends envoys to form a new alliance, led not by the old races, but by humanity. In orbit, the Dauntless floats silently. Reyes stands alone on the bridge. Athena's voice suddenly flickers through the comm, faint, distant. Admiral, I am still here. Reyes smiles softly. Welcome home, Athena. The stars shimmer once more. Humanity has survived. And somewhere deep in the void, something ancient watches, waiting.